Hello everyone, my name is Sherlina Ginting with ID number 2007050117. And in this video, I will explain about language typology, and I hope that we can understand well my explanation about the language typology. And introduction. As we know, thousands of languages are spoken worldwide. These thousands of languages are referred to as variations of varieties of language that occur. The many languages cause variation or diversity of languages the community used to interact with fellow citizens. Language typology is the right branch of linguistics to investigate the various languages in the world. The study of linguistic typology will be a unique attraction that makes it very interesting to be used and theoretical basis for investigating several existing linguistic problems. Linguistic typology is the field of linguistics that studies and classifies languages according to their structural characteristics so they can be compared. It aims to describe and explain the structural diversity and commonalities of the world languages. The grammatical structure is similar in all known languages, particularly at the deeper grammatical levels. Some linguists are concerned with uncovering this unity by studying the structural variation abundant in the world languages. These languages are known as linguistic typologies. Therefore, in this study, the researcher discusses language typology based on three languages, namely Ginting, We Humboldt, and We Stewart. And the next is method. In this study, researchers use a qualitative descriptive method. According to Moleong, descriptive qualitative researchers explain understanding the phenomena of research subject behavior, perception, motivation, action, and etc. holistically, and how to describe the result in the form of words and sentence. This study aims to describe the meaning of language typology based on explanation from experts namely Ginting, W. Humboldt, and W. A. Stewart, which will then add insight into the knowledge of language typology. The data collection method is internet search, a data collection technique through technical assistance in the form of search engine or tools on the internet where all information from various eras is available. Next is discussion. Language typology developed as a method of linguistic inquiry to explore cross-language diversity and the genetic relationship between languages. The term typology derives from the Greek noun typos and refers to the study of types, or a system for dividing things into different kinds. In linguistics, typology refers to classifying the world's languages according to similarities and differences in linguistic structure and genetic relationship. Therefore, language typology is comparative and post-linguistic. That means that typology analysis must involve data from various languages, but from different language families or the same family, for comparison and proposed generalization based on this analysis. Ginting language typology. Genetic classification, also known as genealogical classification, is based on the ancestry of this language, meaning that a language originates or is derived from an earlier and older language. According to this theory, a proto-language or old language will split and produce two or more new languages. In grouping language, the two theories can be used as the basis: the theory of three tongues and the theory of words. The three-tongue theory, stem-bound theory, or genealogical theory, put forward by A. Sherlina. Based on this theory, Ginting reference is at web theory, or valence theory or wave theory. The first theory to be discussed is the three-tongue theory. The theory was advanced by a biological was infants Darwin, who tried to fail to reconcile an ancient story. But because of this failure, Shakespeare proposed a method of grouping word languages. Phonemic correspondence is the basis of Steinbach's theory, and the theory that is a branch where each language produces two new branches directly and simultaneously, each ability that after parting, neither language has a continuation. Stambound or genealogical terms indicate the relationship and level of development between related languages. So it is with the human linkage. The terms used are equivalent to biological organisms. John Smith later refined the theory put forward by Shakespeare. This theory is known as the valence theory. The theory suggests that the language of religion is influenced by chants that occur in other surrounding areas. This is determined by the language used sequentially in a specific area and the chants occurring in a particular place. The chants spread in all directions like waves and a pool. The pool will produce waves in the object falls into the pool. This suggests that three is still a relationship between the separate languages. This makes the weakness of the previous theory absent in this theory. For example, in Sundanese, the word putih means bodas. In Myanmar, the word puri means sika. And in the Lama Holot, the word putih means bura. The three languages are related in the terms of phonetic. Genetic classification is based on the sound and meaning criteria, namely on the similarity of sound form as the meaning they contain. Based on the theory, the languages in the world are divided into several branches or language families. And you can see in the slide. And the next is A. W. Humboldt's language typology. William van Humboldt, a 15th century German scholar, emphasized the dimensions of human thought on language. That is, a society view of life and culture is determined by the language of the community itself. The community members must stay within the lines defined by their language. Regarding language itself, Wilhelm van Humboldt argues the substance of speech consists of two parts. The first part is the form of sound, and the other part is unformed thought. Sounds are formed by the loud form, and thought formed by the idea form and inner form. So, language, according to William van Humboldt, is a synthesis of sound or loud form and thought or idea form. From the information above, it can be concluded that the sound of language is the outer form, while thoughts are the inner form. The outer structure of language is what we hear, while the form of language is the in the brain. Humboldt also made a classification of languages based on the loud form. The first is isolative languages. In linguistic typology, isolative languages is a language whose words are formed from a single morpheme. And the second is flexion, change in the word forms from language with the flexing times of word structure. And the third is agglutinative. According to Humboldt, that agglutination is defined as joining meaningful syllable or morpheme in the root word. And the fourth is incorporation. In linguistics, concatenation is a phenomenon in which a grammatical category, such as a verb, form a compound with each direct object or object union, or adverb modifier while retaining its original syntactic function. And the next is A. Stewart language typology. Professor Stewart is best known for his studies of Creoles, Gullah-like languages resulting from contact between the different languages. He was the first linguist to provide that African Americans who speak non-standard English actually cite the remains of Creole for the connection between the languages and as well African and the English of American settlers. He documented certain features of the Creole, such as he is busy, meaning he is busy at the moment. He is busy means he habitually busy, as evidence that African Americans who spoke non-standard English were speaking what amounted to a different language, and the demand that they conjunct the verb in standard English word not reflect what the student was trying the student was trying to say. There are two factors for a pidgin to develop into a Creole, namely, the first is gathering various people from different backgrounds means that in an area there is contact between natives and immigrants who speak other languages. And the second is the Creole languages was derived from the Pidgin languages with a very simple vocabulary. However, when it undergoes the creolization process, its grammar develops so that it becomes a stable language and is separated from its parent language. Here are some of the most well-known Creole languages in the world. Creole is one type of language based on the sociology. Stewart used for base to differentiate languages sociologically, namely standardization, autonomy, historicity, and vitality. Standardization is the codification and acceptance of a language by the language using community. Autonomous language are languages that have undergone standardization. And historical explanation of the sociology of language, according to the Fishman, linguistics is considered to have historicity if the is known or believed to be the result of normal development in the past. And the fourth, vitality or usability, sociological classification of language. According to Fishman, vitality is the use of a linguistic system by a community of non-isolated native speakers. So this element of vitality question whether the linguistic system has native speakers who still use it. And as a conclusion, in grouping language, two theories can be used as a basis put forward by John Smith, namely the three-tongue theory and the wave theory. Humboldt's theory emphasized the dependence of human thought on language. Professor Stewart is best known of his studies Creoles. This is Gullah-like language that results from contact between two different languages. The first part is the form of sound, and the other part is unformed tone. Sounds are formed by the loud form, and thoughts are formed by the outer form and inner form. Humboldt also made a classification of languages based on the loud form. Originally, a Creole language differed from a Pidgin languages with a very simple vocabulary. Each theory has its understanding of typology of languages, which will facilitate us in understanding how to classify a language. Thank you. This is my explanation about language typology, and I hope you can understand that explanation. And thank you for watching my video. Thank you, everyone.